Released back in March 2015, Bloodborne is the horrifying, beautiful, disturbing, and ever-challenging RPG by renowned video game studios Japan Studio and From Software. The game had so much to love, but also one major flaw upon its release. No figures. Not even NECA had anything Bloodborne scheduled. That is until Max Factory and Goodsmile finally stepped in and filled the void with what could possibly be the best Figma to date. Hello everyone, welcome to another figure review with me, Chris, on TriFig. Now it must be said, I have a bit of a bias when it comes to Bloodborne. I love the game so much that this here figure could have been absolutely terrible, and I would have loved it. But thankfully, it isn't, and while I've not finished the game, you can be sure that this figure is going to get me jumping back into Yharnam and wanting to join another hunt. Let's get started. So taking a look at the box, right on top we have picture of Bloodborne Hunter right here. We've got the title for Bloodborne and the Figma company. Right hand side, we've got the back of the Figma showing right here. And as you can tell, it looks really detailed, just very similar to the actual game. Not much going on there. On the opposite side, we just have the front of the figure wearing most of his Yharnam getup. On the bottom, it's just like the top. It's the exact same thing, actually, exact same pose for the Bloodborne Hunter. Only difference is you got a little barcode going on right here, and you still have the 367 number for the Figma. Front's pretty your basic, Figma box. You've got your see-through right here. You have your warning that don't let kids choke on it because no one wants to see that happen. What number the Figma is, say that's Hunter. And on the back, you've got your little display of possible poses you can do with your new Figma. This is tend to be the one that I keep them in the most because I have a little back end that looks similar to the poster. And I like to have them pose just the same. You can also do fighting poses, aiming poses. There's that pose from the more popular poster. And yeah, pretty simple box, not much to write home about. I do quite enjoy it, but I will probably end up throwing it away anyway. Inside the box, you get some of the typical Figma stuff. Nicely detailed hands for holding both weapons, some fists, and hands for bowing and doing other gestures similar to the game. Not to mention the articulated Figma arm and base, as well as a zip bag and some paperwork. And before we get to the figure, look! They finally got rid of that idiotic little pop-out feature stand that no one ever uses and gave us a proper background to use for him. Neat. Now for the figure, he comes with some of the best starting weapons you'd ever want during your hunt. Saw Cleaver and the Hunter Blunderbuss. Both weapons are highly detailed and almost worth buying on their own. The Saw Cleaver features finely pointed teeth on the cleaver's blade and are quite sharp, which helps show how deadly a weapon this is. They even managed to mimic the texture of the steel, wrapped bandages, and metallic highlights on the top of the blade and the writing on its side. Oh, and did I mention, it also transforms. As for the Hunter Blunderbuss, it's the same all around excellent detailing. The wood finish on the gun looks beautifully well done, as do the bandages by the hilt, and look at the detail on the metal parts of the gun and trigger. It looks like they could almost fire. The figure is also amazing and may leave you speechless. Hunter is adorned in the traditional and probably most iconic wardrobe of Bloodborne, with his Yharnam cap, suit, jacket, and trousers. The jacket's ends are torn and tattered with very fine details to capture the look of the material. There are small gold chains, a pocket watch detail, and side bag for those throwing knives. Now just look at these buckles. I mean, they are amazing. The paintwork is very good on the clothing and armor, however it does start to get wonky around the face detail and scarf. But this is Bloodborne and not Love Life. It's supposed to be dirty, gritty, damaged. So this actually really works in the figure's favor. Hunter is also very posable, featuring nicely movable joints that hold their place, as well as some fun joints on the jacket's tail ends that help you capture all those cool in-game action poses. But if there's one bad part about this figure, it's where the hands connect. If you have them holding the Saw Cleaver and trying to rearrange them, pose them a different way, hands fall from their peg with very little effort. But frankly, there's so much right with this figure that it doesn't bug me and it shouldn't bug you. In fact, this may be the most detailed Figma ever released. Now this got me thinking. Looking through a catalog of every Figma ever released ever, I can come across 6 other figures that I think share the same high level of detail as the Bloodborne Figma, but they're all Berserk related, which means I am not interested. Bet you there's still one question you have. Was he expensive? This is a scale figure of Marie Rose from Dead or Alive 5, made by Kotobukiya. It is extremely beautiful and extremely detailed, and if you can find one nowadays, you're looking at spending anywhere from $110 to about $120. Figma related, these are some of my favorites. I have Figma Katsuragi from Ghost in the Shell, Fix Nico from Love Live, and Figma Nurse, all of which are equally beautiful, and while they may not share the same level of detail as Figma Hunter since they're not from the same genre, they were all between $40 to $50. But exactly how much does he cost? So he's just as expensive as a scale figure, but take a deep look at what you're getting. You could not ask for a stronger love letter to Bloodborne. And yes, while an extra head and other suit to customize your hunter, just like in the game, would have been excellent, and totally worth the even higher price hike. And while the hands may slip off for no apparent reason, all in all, Max Factory did an outstanding job of bringing the hunter to our world. Featuring some of the best details ever in a Figma, or any figure of this size, they have created the figure for not only fans of Bloodborne, but collectible figures the world over. I hope in the future we see more additions from the Bloodborne world, and maybe even see them take on Dark Souls or Bioshock. I cannot recommend this figure enough, and I look forward to the very promising future of Max Factory and Goodsmile Company's Figma line. Real quick, I just wanted to thank everyone who tuned in. It really does mean a lot that you guys check out these videos. So, what's your favorite Figma, and do you plan on getting this one, or do you already have this one? Let me know in the comments what you like about this figure, and like always, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more figure videos and reviews. Check out my Instagram if you got a chance to see more figure photos. Thanks, and see you later.